Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I made these really fun marble sugar cookies that would be perfect for the 4th of July. This technique is really easy to do and leaves you with this really cool effect, but there are a couple of important things to pay attention to make sure they turn out. First things first, you need to make sure your icing is the right consistency. If it's too thick, the colors won't flow together, and if it's too thin, the icing will run all over the place off the edges of your cookies. I think the perfect consistency for this is about a 10 to 12 second icing. What that means is that when you run a knife or a spoon through your icing, it will take roughly 10 to 12 seconds for it to smooth back out. Also, take the time to pop as many air bubbles as you can in your base color of icing. When my icing is this thin, I tend to get a decent amount of air bubbles. You'll see later that I don't quite get them all popped beforehand, but spending a few minutes doing this will help out a lot later on. You'll want to make sure everything is ready to go before you get started. You'll need your bowl of white icing, the colors you're going to be marbling with in bags ready to go, a scribe tool or a toothpick to pop any air bubbles you see, and of course your cookies. The blue and red icing is the same exact consistency as the white, about 10 to 12 seconds. And now the fun part where we get to start decorating. You're going to pipe lines across the white icing, making sure to cover as much space in the bowl as your cookie will need. I recommend a thicker cookie when you're going to be dipping them. It's so hard to keep my fingers out of the icing, and these are 3/8 of an inch, so it's a pretty thick cookie. Trust me on this, you want to give your fingers a thicker cookie to grip when you're dipping. This first cookie was a bit of a debacle. Once I let go of it, it was really hard to pull the cookie out of the icing. You want to make sure all the outer edges touch the icing, but I'd say keep the cookie in your hand because that suction is no joke. You want to let as much excess icing drip back down into the bowl, and then once you've done that, flip it over. You'll see here I'm immediately popping some air bubbles. After each cookie, I'm adding more of the blue and red icing, and I'm just repeating that same process on each cookie. I don't know what in the world I'm doing with my hand here. I did want to mention though that I tried to let the excess icing drip near the edge of the bowl to keep the middle as clear as possible. Since blue and red make purple, I was trying to minimize getting purple icing on the cookies. Also, these cookies are just for my family, so you'll see I'm just using my finger to wipe any overflow off the side of the cookie. But if you're making this for other people or selling them, definitely don't do that. Use a scribe tool or paper towel or something like that. But since it's just my family, I figured it was okay. Halfway through the dipping process, I felt like the icing was getting a little too purple for my taste, so I went ahead and just cleaned off kind of the purple parts and added a little bit more white icing and then added more blue and red. So a lot of times with these dipped cookies, you can make such pretty cookies marbling the colors together. This is just one of those times where that doesn't really work since it's going to be patriotic cookies and you definitely want it to stay red, white, and blue. Here you can see I did not do a great job of getting that one corner down in the icing, so I'm just using my scribe tool to kind of pull down some icing to fill that in. It's not the best, but I don't know, I feel like this design is really forgiving since all the colors are going every which way. I think in every video I've posted, I have sped up the decorating process at least a little bit, just because it gets, I think, really boring to watch things real time, at least when it takes a little bit of time. I think this is the first video where this is a straight real time decorating process. So I didn't speed up anything here. I don't know if you guys might like that or not like it. I was thinking about doing a design in the future that's just like one design. I just kind of talk you through my process, and it's all real time. It's not sped up. Let me know if that's something you would like, or if you would be bored to tears with that and want me to stick with keeping them sped up a little bit. I noticed after the cookies had been sitting, after I had dipped them for about 10 minutes, a lot of air bubbles had popped up. So I think it's worth it to give it one last look and just go over it with your scribe tool or your toothpick and just try to pop as many of those as you can. It's not a huge deal, but at least in the lighter color, like if you have a white icing, it does look like a shadow under there. So I do think it's worth it just to give it a quick look, maybe about 10 minutes after you've dipped them. These marbled cookies really don't need anything else, but I think it's a nice touch to add a little sparkle to finish them off. This is Diamond Dust by the Sugar Art, and I think it really does give them that perfect finishing touch. This is seriously the easiest sugar cookie design, and it's perfect if you're needing a last-minute dessert to bring to your 4th of July parties. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a like, and if you have any questions, comment below and I'll get back with you right away. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.